Amigos, nos encontramos aquí en el SHOT Show 2022 en el Hotel Venetian. Como pueden apreciar, tenemos una variedad de marcas, poseemos una variedad de diferentes modelos de armas de fuego. Este será un evento increíble. Nuevamente volvemos a regresar siempre con todas las medidas precautorias para el cuidado de nuestra salud. Y vamos a aprovechar a entrevistar a una serie de marcas y a una serie de personas que están involucradas en el proceso de desarrollo de diferentes armas de fuego. Sintonícenos y acompáñenos. Amigos, buenos días. Me encuentro aquí con Jason, nada más y nada menos que el vicepresidente de Hornady aquí en Estados Unidos. Jason, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I want to ask you this question. What differentiates Hornady defensive ammunition from the bullets from other bullets in the rest of the market?
So we spend a lot of time focusing on exactly what the mission is for the bullet.
Okay.
And so everybody else uses a standard bullet that does everything. They use it for training, for hunting, for practice. We spend time programming the jacket construction to do exactly what it is you want to do out of a defensive pistol bullet.
Okay.
So we work on auto glass, we work on steel, we work on drywall, all those things to make sure that that bullet is going to perform for you if you're in a situation where your life is on the line.
Okay, very nice. And one last question. What can you tell us about the copper alloy expanding bullets?
The new CX bullets are really a step ahead for us. Before, those bullets we would consider them an intermediate range, so a 100 to 500. Now it's a 100 to 700 yard range bullet.
Okay.
We've streamlined the bow tails. We've changed the groove geometry to make it a little bit more air efficient, aerodynamic, and we changed the tip so it gets the same heat shield tip as our ELD bullets.
Okay, very nice, Jason. Thank you. Nice
Thanks
to meet
for
you.
coming in.
All right. Amigos, me encuentro aquí con Orin Julie. Como ya sabemos, Orin es una leyenda en la disciplina del tiro defensivo y práctico y ella ha estado en este mundo de las armas durante muchos años y a continuación vamos a platicar acerca de su experiencia. Orin.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to be here.
Okay, so I want to ask you, tell us about your experience. How did you get into this firearm world?
Okay, so I served 3 years as a combat soldier in the military in search and rescue, and then I fell in love with firearms. And in Israel, we don't have like a big gun community, and I was looking for a way to keep shooting. So I did IPSC shooting, and I'm a shooting instructor, and I'm just all about firearms, as you can see.
Yeah, nice. What kind of tips can you give to beginner shooters?
Okay, so first of all, when a beginner shooter comes to the range, I advise him to try many firearms to see which one he likes more, because it really depends on your preference. And then train, because it's not enough only to have firearms. You really need to train and be educated about them, and you really should know how to defend yourself.
Okay.
This is the biggest tip I can give.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Amigos, me encuentro aquí con Brad McIntyre. Él es el vicepresidente de ventas de Otis Technologies. Brad, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I want to ask you this question, Brad. In my own personal experience, I've been using Otis for the maintenance of my armory. However, on your own technical experience, what can you tell us about that?
Well, a lot of the Otis products have been developed for the militaries and professional shooters. So everything we build is created for the worst case scenario from a shooter. So we build it at the most durable quality products, and then we figure out where the most critical points of the firearm are, where the heavy lubricants build up, and where maybe there might be failures, extractors, and things like that. So we'll go and develop and design parts and pieces of the gun cleaning kits to maintain those parts of the weapons.
Okay, and on this 21st century, gun companies create new models, new designs. How does Otis products adapt to these changes?
You know, we're a very fortunate company. You know, a lot of the salespeople, myself, I've been at Otis for 21 years, so I have created relationships throughout this entire industry with FN and HK and Daniel Defense and all your premier firearm companies. So a lot of times when they're developing a new weapon, they will bring us in the very beginning to say, we would like you to help us develop a tool or a widget for us that needs to clean or particularly maintain this part of the firearm. So there's many times where we work directly with the manufacturers right from early developments of a lot of their guns. So we kind of get a head start on knowing what they're coming to market with and helping to provide that solution right from the very beginning.
Okay, very nice, Brad. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Estamos aquí con Tim Frampton. Él es gerente de producto de la marca Browning aquí en Estados Unidos. Tim, very nice to meet you. Thank you for your time.
Nice to meet you, yes.
I want to ask you this. What processes do Browning shotguns go through during the production in factory?
Sure. So we go through a lot of quality control steps. One, for example, on the semi-automatic shotguns is a dry cycle test, where we actually cycle the action hundreds of times to break into parts, make sure they're all working properly, so that when you take that gun straight out of the box and take it out to go hunting or shooting, that it works first time.
Okay, great.
The gun goes through not just that, but we have a lot of quality control steps for finish, the fit. Does it look the way it's supposed to? Does it feel the way it's supposed to? Are all the components that have finishes on them, like the nickel Teflon finish on our bolts, for example, or the chrome plating on the bolt heads, do those have the proper coverage that they need to maintain what's the word I'm looking for? I want to make sure that it operates as smoothly as we design it to, and that it has the corrosion resistance features that it needs by having full coverage.
Okay.
So the wood, I mean, there's few companies that do as nice of a wood finish as us, and we pride ourselves on the way that the gun looks and the fit and finish.
Okay. And we know Browning has one of the best quality process controls. What can you, in your technical experience, what can you tell us about that?
So, some stuff is proprietary. We don't want to tell everyone what we do, but in a lot of cases, it's it's a manpower thing. We make sure that our guys do everything they can to look at these guns and make sure that they're as nice as possible, both the way they work and the way they look, so the customer's expectations are met when they buy a gun of this quality at this price point.
Okay. Tim, thank you very much for your time.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay. Amigos, me encuentro aquí con Andrea Vietti. Él es el representante de ventas de Browning y Winchester en toda Latinoamérica. Andrea, es un gusto conocerlo.
Un gusto.
Andrea, ¿qué nos puede decir acerca de este rifle 22 Wildcat y qué actualizaciones vienen para el año 2023?
Sí, es un rifle calibre 22 semiautomático con un cañón de largo 18 o 16. Tiene la subbase Picatinny, el órgano de mira, es muy fácil para cargar y para inspeccionar, muy ligero y tiene un éxito enorme en el mercado en este momento. Hemos ya vendido más de 10.000 unidades en un año y por este año, el 22, la novedad es la versión en camo que está ahí. Esta es la versión en compo. Tenemos una versión en camo también. Es un rifle muy divertido, muy fácil que utilizar.
Ok. Cuéntanos, por favor, ¿qué nos puede comentar acerca de la escopeta SX4 de Winchester?
SX4 es la escopeta semiautomática de Winchester, un modelo icónico de la gama Winchester. Tiene su acabado madera en camo o en compo. Es la escopeta ideal para cualquier uso de caza o de tiro deportivo. Tiene dos calibres, el calibre 2 y el calibre 20. Tiene un largo de cañón de 26 o 28 pulgadas. Es muy ligera, muy divertida, muy fácil a utilizar. Repito, es un éxito enorme desde unos años. Estamos a la versión número 4, la SX4. Está vendiendo muy bien, estamos muy contentos de esta escopeta. Y creo que todos los utilizadores estarán contentos también.
Ok, perfecto. Muchísimas gracias. Le agradezco por su tiempo. Bang, bang, baby. Bang, bang, baby. Bang, bang, baby.